Any questions? First question right up here in the front.
Hey, Jason, Tomer Zarli from Clutch Points. Just seeing you celebrate, getting to the finals, watching with the Kobe armband, like, when you look back at moments of your life, maybe on and off the court, is there any, like, one moment that sticks out to you when you think about getting to the finals?
One moment, it's tough to just to choose one moment. I just kind of reverted back to being a kid, watching the finals every year, growing up. Every kid can imagine themselves being in the NBA and being in the finals, but actually living out your dream in real time is a surreal feeling. Sometimes you gotta pinch yourself, right? I walk in, I see this backdrop, and it's like, damn, I am in the finals. So I'm just trying to take all this in and just enjoy the moment.
Standing over here on the right, Tim.
Jason, sort of to that point over here in the corner. Sorry. Obviously, you mentioned different background, being here for the first time. You guys have obviously been to the conference finals a bunch, been in the playoffs, deep into the playoffs a bunch. Does it feel different now that you're here? Does it feel like a different level of the playoffs or a different level of excitement, or is it sort of an extension of what you've been through before?
No, it definitely does feel different, right? It's a lot more media, a lot more obligations. So it definitely does feel different. I'm sure, basketball is still basketball, but all the things leading up to it, it's unlike anything else.
Jeff in the middle.
Jason, Jeff Zilgate, USA Today. The other night after Game 7, you had mentioned that, and you brought up the topic that people had talked about the idea of splitting you and Jaylen up, and you said instead of splintering, you became closer. How and why did that happen? What was it about the relationship that you two have that allowed you guys to make it work?
I honestly believe just, two young, extremely competitive guys that, just really want to win at all costs. So I think, obviously that made us closer in the sense of we just wanted to figure it out. Not necessarily prove people wrong, but just prove that, we can win and put ourselves in a position to do that. And it was tough, right? At certain times we was 3 games under 500 and an 11th seed. I'm sure not many people would have thought we would have gotten to this point. But there was always a sense of belief between us and the group that we were capable of figuring it out.
Melissa here on the right.
You talked about how you're kind of living out your dream after, as a kid growing up, always watching the finals. Do you remember watching the Warriors specifically in the finals? And what do you remember from that? And what does it feel like specifically to go up against them?
Yeah. I think they won in 2015, right? I was still in high school. I had just finished my junior year. And David Lee was on that team. And David Lee is from St. Louis. We went to the same high school. So, yeah, I've been watching them for a very long time.
Joe?
Hey, Jason. To the earlier point about the whole idea of splintering with you and Jaylen, you guys started this year not very well, and as late as January 16th, I think, you were in 11th place. Did you have a concern at that point over the start, and then maybe this actually wasn't working out?
A concern, no. Were there, like, moments that were tough, right? That was just like, it was very frustrating and, head scratching and all those type of things. It was more so just how can we figure it out. It wasn't like, man, we can't do this. This is, we got to figure something else out. It was tough. There were definitely some tough moments because, I always remembered the fun moments. My first year going to conference finals, the bubble year going to conference finals when, we were winning all the time. And, the beginning of this year, every game was like, I don't know if we're going to win. Like, it's a lot tougher than it probably should be. and that was something I wasn't used to.
Any other questions? Right here in the front.
I asked Jalen this, but like, you guys have come close in the playoffs, but you've had your shortcomings as well. Does that, over the course of your career, does it make you question anything that you're doing? Does it make you rethink some things, or do you kind of just continue down the path because you know, you kind of trust in what you're doing?
A little bit of both. You know, I'll be honest. For myself, there have been times where I question, like, am I the right person, to kind of lead a group like this? And, never like doubted myself, but, just moments after some of those losses and, the tougher parts of the season, it's human nature to kind of question, yourself and things like that. But, just always stick to what you believe in and trust in the work that you've put in. And it can't rain forever. Say it again.
There's someone you lean on in those moments when you question yourself. There's someone you lean on in those moments.
It's a group. This is a team sport. We lean on each other in those moments. As hard as it can be in those times, you just got to really come closer together.
Gary?
Jayson, you've talked about your relationship with your dad and him being kind of hard on you coming up and pushing you, but then it's kind of paid off, obviously with the gold medal and with this. How's the last year? Have you guys communicated more, less? Have you kind of understood why he pushed you so hard? I mean, when you reached the finals, what was the conversation like with him just to finally break through that door?
Yeah. I mean, me and my dad, we talk all the time, and he definitely challenged me in some harsh ways and some tough ways as a kid, right? Whether I definitely give him credit. I wouldn't be here, without him and how hard he pushed me, to the extreme a lot of times. And it might have been tough on our, father-son relationship, but I wouldn't change it, because obviously the man I grew into and, the player. But, since I've gotten to the NBA, he's much more of a fan, much more of a parent, not really coaching me and things like that. So, he'll be at these games, especially in the finals.
Thank you, Jayson.